Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit from the WoW podcast, Blue Please on CynicalBrit.com. We're concluding our very extensive Warlock guide today with special guest Optec. This fourth part is going to be talking about the concept of the new Soulshard system, how it works, the mechanics surrounding it, how to get your Soulshards back, and we're also going to be looking at the Soulburn mechanic, which is what uses those Soulshards, as well as the 3 new abilities you get at 81, 83, and 85. So why don't we start off by you explaining just how the Soulshard system now works.
Well, as you've correctly said, you now have Soulshards and you have Soulburn as the ability. Previously, Soulshards used to be used to cast certain spells, and they were consumable, but now they are a part of your health and mana bar. The only spell that uses Soulshards is Soulburn, and Soulburn provides an additional effect for multiple other spells. So we set up our bars here where we've got all of those spells in a line. We're also Spectre Affliction. Affliction adds one more effect into this. So don't click Soulburn yet, but just know that when you've its first effect is Drain Life, which reduces the casting time on that. Next one, Demonic Circle, means that when you teleport you gain a sprint buff essentially. You get 50% speed for 8 seconds. If you use Soulburn, you get an instant cast Soulfire. This is very useful in any Spectre you're taking improved Soulfire, because if it drops off you can just instant cast, get it back on. You also have Hailstone. If you consume a Hailstone whilst under the effect of Soulburn, it increases your maximum health by 20% as well as increasing your health. And if you use it on Searing Pain, you gain 100% critical strike chance on Searing Pain, and then 50% for 6 seconds. So you can spam that and do a load of crits. And finally, the additional one, which you can only get if you Spectre Affliction, which is the Seed of Corruption. This means that it now spreads corruption to all targets within range. I'm not sure whether these side dummies will be in range, but you try the Seed of Corruption. So.
Yeah, let's give it a bash then, shall we? Okay, right, so I'm going to activate Soulburn. That burns a Soul Shard. You see that at the top left of the screen. I've got about 15 seconds to cast this, so your bar lights up like a Christmas tree, and we're going to pick Seed of Corruption. There we go. Let's see if it's in range.
That'll go on.
Answer... bang, and yes,
so
it
you
is.
put the
There you
corruption
go.
on those targets.
So,
and I'll use mine, and if I just use my Demonic Circle teleport, then I go over here and I gain my sprint buff, which is lots of fun.
There you go. Yep. A lot of flexibility you've got there. Now, the question is, how do you get Soul Shards back?
Well,
if you
there's
use
2 or 3 ways. You can still do the traditional way, which is to drain soul the target, and if the target dies whilst drain soul is on, then you restore all 3 soul shards. The other thing is, if you're out of combat, you can use Soul Harvest, which looks like Evocate, and it restores a lot of health and also your soul shards. So this is out of combat, get all my health back spell. And the other way is if you are Destruction Spect and you have Shadowburn, and you cast Shadowburn on a low health target and it kills it, then you also regain 3 soul shards.
Okay. Right. Now we've got 3 new abilities that we need to deal with in Cataclysm.
Yep, the one you get at level 81 is Fel Flame. This is the sort of the instant cast nuke. It refreshes Immolate, well, adds 6 seconds to the duration of Immolate and 6 seconds to the duration of Unstable Affliction.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't do that infinitely, does it?
It restores the duration up to the maximum duration of that dot.
Okay.
The next one is Dark Intent, which we've been using, is the 3% haste buff on another person, and both you and the person gain 3% haste, and if the other person has a dot which crits or a hot which crits, you gain 3%, and that stacks up to 3% 3 times, so 9%. You gain 9% to your damage over time spells, as well as 9% to your heal over time spells. And finally, the last spell we have is Demon Soul. It's a 2-minute cooldown DPS increase essentially. It depends on the pet you've got summoned. Essentially, for all intents and purposes, this increases your damage in some respect, unless you're using the Voidwalker. So you see, we got the Imp, which the Destruction pet increases its crit chance. It's pretty poor for the Imp, to be honest. Crit chance by 60%, and then it reduces by 20%. It expires after 3 casts. It's useful, but not that useful. Succubus, this is a sort of probably PvP pet. It increases your Shadowbolt damage. Fel Hunter increases your periodic shadow damage, and Felguard increased your spell haste, as well as both your shadow and fire damage. And finally, the Voidwalker has an interesting one, which means that if you use this this effect, you transfer all your threat to the Voidwalker for 15 seconds. So I could see a situation where you would use that, and then maybe Searing Pain, spam something. You could even Soulburn, Searing Pain, spam something, generate tons of threat, and send it to your pet. I don't know whether this will be useful in instances. It might certainly be useful for soloing if you need to take on an elite or something. But yeah, that's the 3 new spells.
Excellent. Right, folks, you now know how to play a Warlock. Well, maybe not, but that's the point of guides. They're not supposed to give you all the information you need. They're supposed to be a learning aid, which is exactly what this is. Hopefully you'll find this useful, regardless of whether or not you're a Warlock now or intending to be one in the future. Thanks a lot, Optec, for coming on. I know it's been quite the ordeal getting all of this recorded.
Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Go check out his channel, folks. Click the link at the top of the screen or in the description underneath this video for more Warlocky goodness. My name's been TotalBiscuit, and to preempt the question, yes, I do intend to have one of these guides for every class. I am looking for experts on the various different classes. I will take suggestions in the comments thread below. I'm looking for people that are recognized by the community. Either they already have YouTube, or maybe they run a blog or a forum, a fan site, or anything like that. So if you do have any suggestions for the other classes, we've done Mage, we've done Warlock, we're looking for the rest, then please by all means leave them in a comment below. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you next time.